One of the most challenging aspects of growing a small business is advertising. Like, how in the world are you going to compete in a world where some companies can afford to spend over $15 billion a year in advertising? Like, how do you compete with that? Well, I have two words for you: underpriced attention. You need to advertise in places that are not already saturated with big competition and where your customers are spending most of their time. As daunting as a task this may appear to be, small business after small business are defying the odds and quickly growing their business. Fortunately, for these small businesses, the internet has played a major role in their ability to quickly act on underpriced attention. And they are growing their businesses and their marketing budgets as they grow as a result of taking advantage of this once in a lifetime opportunity. Hi, my name is Sherman with Life Marketing, a digital marketing agency that helps small businesses grow. Today, I'm going to explain the fundamentals of how to advertise a small business. I'm going to give you the most effective small business advertising tactics based on our agency experience in working with small businesses. Also, if you're new to our channel, then please subscribe to our page so you don't miss out on future videos that can help you grow your small business. By the way, if this video is valuable to you in any capacity, then please help me out by smashing that thumbs up button for me below. Okay. Now, let's talk about small business advertising. The first thing you need to do with your small business is determine your advertising approach. Small business advertising is all about attention. If no one knows your business exists, you're screwed. Therefore, your advertising focus should be focused around one question: how can I generate attention for my business? Now, when it comes to generating attention for your business, there are two routes you can take. Number one, you can create the attention yourself. Or number two, you can capitalize on existing attention. Here's what I mean by this. By creating the attention, this means you act more like a publisher. You create attention through valuable content in which people want more and more. By capitalizing on existing attention, this means that you are advertising an offer on places that already have attention. The end goal here being to lure the attention towards your business through an irresistible offer. If they bite your bait, then you can try to sell them on buying your products or services. For example, if you run an ad on a news website, then the news website itself is what is actually creating the attention. They are the publisher that produces content that people trust. Your advertisement on that platform, which ideally includes an irresistible offer, will be capitalizing on the attention that is reading the news. So the first thing you need to do is determine your advertising approach to accumulating attention for your business. Will you become a content publisher and create the content that generates mass attention on a consistent basis? Or will you become an advertiser that finds the existing attention wherever they may be and create offers to milk the attention on the platforms where they exist? Here are some findings that I'll share with you to aid you in making this decision. Number one, becoming a content publisher is more cost effective in the long haul. If you create content that people love and trust, you're effectively building a brand that can pay dividends for many years to come. For example, our own agency used content to drive over 5 million users to our website over a few year time span. Not only is our content driving traffic and leads, but it's also helping us to beat our competitors because our clients trust us more to get the job done due to the expertise we demonstrate through our content. Now, there is one con to creating content that hurts many small businesses, and that con is it takes a lot of time to work. Results is a lagging indicator when it comes to content you produce. It can take 1 to 2 years for content marketing to really start driving your business. And many businesses do not have the advertising maturity and endurance to invest in a strategy that takes so long to work. If you do, then check out my video on what is content marketing. If you don't worry, the rest of this video is for you. So keep watching for the next best thing, which is number 2. Paid advertising is the quickest way to generate mass attention for your business. You can skip most of the content generation items and start running paid ads to drive traffic to your website or store immediately. Now, it does take some time to optimize the right combination of ads, so you should still expect to run an advertising campaign for at least 6 months to see great results. However, keep in mind that this will be more expensive in the long run, because with paid ad placements, you are effectively paying someone else to advertise to the attention that they have already generated. And you will continue to have to pay them to keep exposure coming in for your business. That said, as a small business, you need to find the lowest cost advertising avenues to position your business in front of your customers. You need to find underpriced attention and milk that attention before the giants come in with their billions of dollars to play with. So let's discuss where you can find underpriced attention for paid advertising placements. When Google first rolled out Google Advertising, advertisers could run paid ads for pennies on the dollar. If you ran Google ads during this time period, chances were that you would have made a ton of money if you offered a great product or service. This is because there was virtually no competition. I mean, imagine owning a law firm and being the only law firm running ads that showed up when people were searching for a law firm. You generate a lot of attention and traffic at little to no cost because there were no firms using Google Ads, meaning your ad cost would be extremely low. Now, today, a single ad click for a law firm ad could cost upwards to $300. Could you imagine paying $300 for one single click? Not for a lead, not for a customer, but for a click. What you need to understand is that advertising costs increase based on competition. So once all of the law firms found out Google Ads was a viable way to grow their business, they all started bidding to take advantage of it. And as a result, Google advertising costs skyrocketed. When this happens, it becomes very difficult to compete as a small business. So the key to advertising your small business depends on your ability to find underpriced attention while it still lasts. Basically, you need to find a good deal on advertising channels. And here's how to find the good deals or underpriced attention in today's landscape as a small business. Number one, Facebook and Instagram ads. Right now, like literally right now, you can reach up to 1,000 people for as little as $10 with Facebook ads. However, this is changing by the day. Businesses are finding out that Facebook ads are an effective way to grow their business. And as a result, Facebook advertising costs have been rising. Still, it is considered to be very cheap right now in comparison to most advertising alternatives. And whenever Facebook rolls out a new ad placement, you can bet that the cost to reach people are going to be much lower due to the lower competition. For example, when Facebook rolled out Instagram stories as an advertising placement option, many advertisers saw more results at a fraction of the cost of other available placements on their platform. So in short, to keep your advertising costs down, you need to keep an eye on new advertising placements like stories or messenger ads, for example. Number two, Google Ads. Google is also constantly rolling out new ad placement options like Gmail ads and YouTube advertising, for example. The advertising costs associated with these networks are still very low in comparison to the other advertising products that Google offers. And in addition to new placements, there are also still many ways to find good deals within the most popular Google ad placement options. Despite the heavily competitive environment on Google, there is still a silver lining in using some little known tricks to find some good deals. For example, instead of following the competition and bidding on the most competitive broad keywords on Google, you can advertise on more specific phrases that people haven't even started using yet. These type of words or phrases are called long tail keywords. Outside of that, there are also ways to set up your Google Ads without increasing your bidding costs. In short, if you prove that your ads are better than the next person's, you can rank above someone who is spending much more than you on their Google ad bids. Number three, rising stars. You should also keep an eye out for rising stars in the universe to find underpriced attention. For example, traditionally, the results we have seen from products like Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn simply did not perform as well as Facebook and Instagram ads. However, these platforms have consistently made changes to their platform over the years, and we are beginning to see a rise in activity and results on these channels for our clients. Therefore, because they do not have as many advertisers as of yet, you may be able to find some cost-effective advertising opportunities for your business there. You might also want to keep up with newer platforms, whether it be TikTok or Snapchat or podcasts and audio platforms, to find cutting-edge advertising options for your small business. Okay, so now what? With all of this said, let me give you some actionable items on what you need to do before you start advertising your small business. Here are some questions that you will need to answer before you get started. Number one, who are you selling to? You need to clearly identify your customer avatar and the exact person you expect to buy your product. Number two, where are they? You need to determine what platforms they use on a consistent basis. You can easily assume platforms like Facebook and Google because billions of people already use that. But if you can get more specific, you may be able to find some niche platforms that no one is even thinking about in regards to finding low-cost advertising opportunities for your small business. Number three, what are you going to say to them? If you can talk to every potential customer in the world right now, what would you have to say to them? And more importantly, would they care? You need to develop an irresistible offer with effective creative to direct their attention to your business. Number four, what are your numbers? When you start running an advertisement, you need to be able to identify if it is working or not. Looking at things like your click-through rate, relevance score, conversion rates, and your return on ad spend are just a few metrics that you must know. These metrics can help you measure the success of your campaign. Also, you need to know the exact numbers you need to hit in order for your campaign to be profitable. It's unlikely that you hit your numbers at first, but if you're not after 6 months, you will likely need to tweak your ad strategy. Now, once you know this information, you can start advertising your small business through the most cost-effective options available. The biggest piece of advice that I have for you is to start as soon as possible. The digital ad market is becoming more and more competitive by the day. And if you don't act quickly, soon it will be too late. Or I should say, too expensive. All right, now let's go ahead and recap this episode. Today we talked about the fundamentals of small business advertising, which all boils down to generating attention. You can create content that generates that attention or create the ads to monetize existing attention. If you're not creating content, then you will have to rely mostly on advertising. In advertising, the best way to win as a small business is finding underpriced attention. Ultimately, you need to look at new ad placements and rising platforms to find the best low-cost opportunities. Still, you can lower your ad costs on highly competitive platforms through creating highly targeted and relevant ads. Finally, you need to get started. In order to do so, you need to determine first who you're targeting and choose the placements that will help you reach them. Then make sure you know what you're going to say and your numbers so you can measure your campaign performance and resulting business performance. When you do this, you'll have the best chance at success with small business advertising. All right, that's it for today's episode. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, I do accept tips. All you have to do is hit the like button for me below, and I greatly appreciate it. Oh, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future episodes that can help you grow your small business. I'll talk to you soon.